There we go.
Oh, man.
So, I'm not gonna lie, like, looking through the videos, almost every single one we have opens with, like,
Yeah, literally
just
every single one.
vague noise from us.
Yeah, we're not good at starting these.
So, hello everyone, welcome to this wonderful kid adventure. Not to say that this is going to be a kid-friendly episode, but
We're
yeah,
all gonna die.
today we're going to change things up.
Well, we can't die. It's the past. Which would change the future.
Yeah.
Which would change what has already happened.
Yeah.
So, this is a story from the collective memories of our protagonists when they were wee little 9-year-old babs. Wee little third graders. And without further ado, we're just going to flash back.
Screamed is the...
Yeah, how cheesy are we? Is it like harps or is it like...
I want to say harps.
Okay, harps.
Oh,
Harps.
super cheese.
Yeah.
And the ripple video effect.
Yeah.
Alright, it's summer. Summer's nice because there's more daylight, which means, frankly, you get away with being out longer. More time to kill, to kill with friends. Plus, winter keeps you all inside all the time, and that gets boring. Luckily, none of you guys really have anything that you're supposed to be doing today, so you have a certain degree of freedom if you can hack it. We start with Salis, but just Salis, and someone else in the room, an older Pythona, working to the side of the room preparing some breakfast. You're in a small one-room hut, reasonably ramshackle, cheaply owned. Your older sister is the only person who lives with you. You've never really met your parents. But she works as an adventurer in the region, and this is her home base. So you see all kinds of trophies and weapons all over the walls. It's bright and early, around 8 a.m., that you're finally starting to get up and kick around.
Sigh!
Yes?
You're teaching me the sword today, right? After we get warm?
Yeah, tonight maybe?
That's so far away.
I know. At least I'm not gone for 3 days like last time.
It's okay. Then I get to see Vesta and hang out with her family.
How are they? There's a lot of them, right?
There's a lot. It's chaos.
There's a broomp as a bunch of pieces of chopped up meat go into a stew.
But they're very nice, though. Very nice to everyone of them.
Well, I suppose they are a nice family. It's nice of them to adopt all those lost kids, too. So, were you going to do anything today? I have to go off an adventure with Albjorn. Or not Albjorn.
I was going to say, Sai, Elbjorn's a little bit young.
I think I just haven't gotten enough sleep. Oh, right. I'll have to figure that out. Would you be able to watch over this pot for a little bit while I go talk to Albjorn's,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, watch the pot. Got it.
You see your older sister, just pour, a big mug of coffee and grumble walking out the door.
Literally go up to pot, watching pot.
Bloop. All right. Meanwhile, in another large, busy house, it's around 8 a.m. You're awake. So is everyone else. Your dad's already left. He's out in the field tilling. Your mom's in the middle of making stew. She wants to be left alone. All the other kids are sort of up to their own business. The house is big, but it is also cramped. Just due to the sheer number of inhabitants, in spite of the size, it really doesn't feel big. It's very stuffy as well.
I go outside. I go to Salis' house. Knock on his door.
Come in!
Alright, so as you're walking by, you see Salis' older sister walking down the road drinking coffee. You hear her mutter to yourself, I'm 15 years, how am I still...
I ignore it.
You walk up and knock on the door.
Come in.
Hello? I want to come out to play?
I can't. I'm watching the pot.
What do you mean?
I'm making food.
But, like, it's a nice day.
I need to watch the pot. When I get warm, I'll come out.
But it's a nice day.
Sai said, watch the pot. I watch.
This is giving me flashbacks.
I'm glad my acting is so good I can trigger your child carrying PTSD.
Man.
All right. Meanwhile, Leland is at home. You're with your mom and dad. Your dad's still sort of waking up. He's cutting up sort of pieces of bread and prepping some meals for the day. Mom is heating up the oven itself.
I feel like I'm probably in the workshop, sweeping the floors, getting ready for the day.
Yeah, you're sort of wandering around, just sweeping out bits of, like, metal dust all fine and coated all over things. You have to actually go and get a mop after the initial sweep just to sort of get some of the sludge off, but really it only goes away so much. Then again, luckily this is a smith shop, so it's a stone building that can handle a decent bit of soot.
Alright. Well, Mom, I did it.
Okay, good. Your mom sort of walks into the workshop. Oh, we have to go off and pick up a shipment. You're gonna have to stay with your cousin Delbert again.
No.
I'm sorry,
I don't
but
want to.
it's, he's 14, he's able to take care of kids.
Do I have to?
Well, we're not taking you on the road. We know you don't want to walk that long.
What about Vesta? Can I go stay with Vesta? There's lots of kids there.
Did her mom say yes?
No.
Well, why don't you go ask?
Okay. Okay. I'm on it. I trot out. Down to Vesta's house.
Alright, you walk up and you hear the sounds of all kinds of people, like, stomping up and down the stairs, walking around. You knock on the door.
Hello? I knock again.
How far
Someone
away?
opens the door. Two of Vesta's brothers, two Lupus, like biological children of the parents, sort of like charge out. They weren't answering the door, they were just leaving. Oh. Yeah? What is it?
Is Vesta's mom here?
You mean our mom?
Yeah?
I think so. Kitchen?
Okay.
I don't know, just go in, she doesn't care.
I just kind of walk in really, really nervously, when you're at a new person's house, just unsure if the floor is good to step on. And start making my way to where the kitchen might be. I go to the first door and open it and go in.
Alright, you kind of like awkwardly walk along. You hear the sound of two people sort of like fighting upstairs through like a coiling staircase to the side of the building. As you open up a room, you see that Vesta's mom's cooking and her dad's there, and he sort of like grabs you by the scruff of the neck. Hey! Didn't anyone teach you any manners? You can't just walk into someone's house without asking. That's not appropriate.
I run out. I run.
You hear distantly like, let that be a lesson to you.
I'm running.
That actually happened to me when I was this age.
Oh, man.
All these real experiences.
Well, if I can't go back because they're gonna send me to my cousin.
All right, as you're sort of like standing there outside Vesta's house, you see that Sai and Elveld are both sort of walking along. Elbjorn's sort of walking along next to them as well. He sees you, runs over, and he sort of like runs up to you. And then you see him sort of like see something out of the corner of his eye, and he just sort of goes like, wait, and he just like runs off into the bush.
Elbjorn?
1 second.
Trot a little bit closer. What are you doing?
I just need a second.
Are you peeing?
No, it's... You see him, like, take a whole bunch of, like, tarp that's got, like, dirt and, like, grass on top of it, and he lifts something up, and you see him take out just, like, a real nice fighting stick.
Oh.
He comes back out. Yeah?
The dog found a stick.
Okay. You have a second one?
We could find one.
Let's do it.
Alright. He just sort of, like, goes back into the brush.
I follow him this time. Now that I know he's not peeing.
Alright. You sort of, like, into the brush right as you guys both inside. You see Elveld and Sai walking back inside. Sai sort of looks over and goes, "Thank you."
I have my hand over the pot with, like, ready to cast some fire magic that I'm trying to show Vesta.
Oh, God.
It's like, look, I can make it heat up really quick. I learned this the other day.
You see Sai just sort of like... Yeah, he's old enough.
Oh, God.
Okay, let's see. She sort of like walks up and goes, "Okay, that should be good." Yeah, I'll leave that in a simmer, and then that... Okay, you know, it's fine. She just sort of like takes the stew and just puts it like on the ground near the fire and like snuffs out the fire and is like, it's fine. Okay, we're gonna be gone. You remember where I left I told you last night where there's lunch and all that stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Elveld just sort of like looks at her and you see like there's a little brass thing in his pocket and he goes, "We have to go." Like, she's like, okay. And sort of walks off and it's like, "Okay, we'll see you around." She sort of slithers up onto her horse. It sort of has like the knob right in the middle as opposed to coil around. Elveld has just like a normal ass saddle. He just hitches up like anyone else. Both of them kick off and with a cloud of dust they sort of like rush off down the road.
So how long is she going to be gone for?
I'm like outside going, all right. Full body as a snake, like.
Oh my God.
How long did she say she was going to be gone for?
A day.
Just
She's
a day.
going to be like tonight, she said.
Just a day.
Today? Okay,
Yep.
cool. You want to go play now? Oh, you don't have to watch the pot? You can see what...
I need to eat. I need to warm up first. It's cold out. I know you have fur, but I'm
Okay,
like,
but do it quickly. We got busy people.
all right, fine. Just kind of bowl. You see my jaw just gradually start to descend with the weight of it, and then just kind of like,
Oh, God.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay, let's go. Off to find Elbjorn and Leland.
Alright, you guys are... it doesn't take long. You're walking for a little bit before you see the pair of them, like, whoosh, out of the brush on the side of the road, both holding fighting sticks.
All right, come at me. And I run at him, swinging, just...
Alright, roll weapon.
Let's throw some dice.
Oh, yeah, I don't have my dice.
I don't know why you gave me 3, but...
It's the most you'll need for this adventure with our kid venturers.
I got a 9, so...
Okay, he runs at you, and, like, 100%, you're just like, whoa! And, like, just, like, fall back.
No fair! I wasn't ready!
Come on, it was a good hit!
I wasn't ready!
Guys, you could get hurt doing that. Stop!
Girls.
I just go, Leland, toss me the stick. I'll show you.
No!
All right, Elbjorn, do it.
Alright. He swings at you with a... It is just a contested check. It's not combat.
I'm trying to dodge it.
Alright, it's a 10. Or, sorry, 13.
Alright, so that is a 13 to dodge.
Alright, so you just, like, sidewind. And you're like... And it goes down right next to you. He's like, cool!
Yeah! No, I tripped on my legs. He doesn't have any. It's not fair.
I kind of like toss the stick back to Leland and is like, nah, Sai taught me that. She's awesome. She never gets hit.
Someone's gonna get hurt, guys.
Yeah, Albjorn. And I take my stick. And I run at him again.
Alright.
Yeah. It's an 8.
Alright, with a 13, he contests. He just, like, parries it to the side.
Leland, you might actually want to not.
Shut up!
You learned from Elvild. Stop having confusing character names.
Well, Elveld said that it's footwork that you gotta do, but, like, I guess it's different if you have more feet, so then maybe someone else? Does your dad or do your mom fight?
No. No, they make knives.
You could get small sticks. They're like knives.
I guess.
No. Show me the stick. The fighting stick. I'm just gonna snap it. It's like, now you have 2 knives.
Okay. I take my knives.
Knives.
Someone thrown them at him.
Just.
Alright, he's trying to dodge.
Okay, I'm throwing one of them. It's a 1. It's a 4.
Alright, you hook a knife, and he's like, whoo, and he goes, whoo.
Well,
I throw the second one.
Alright, he's trying again.
Got a 5.
He dodges again.
Not fair. I don't want to play anymore.
Let's go, like, play by the river or something.
Yeah, okay.
As you finish talking, you see that as you were distracted, and your parents have already left with the wagon, and it looks like 2 of your oldest brothers towards town. You had no idea they were leaving.
Are these the 2 brothers that ran out the door?
Yep.
I hide. I like hide, not in a bush or anything, but I hide behind these 2.
Are they within jogging distance?
Yeah.
I jog up to them to find out what they're doing.
Alright. Your dad just looks back at you and he goes, Vesta, you can't come.
Why?
Because we need to go to the next village over and we need you to stay at home.
Okay. When are you going to be back?
Go on. Didn't your brothers tell you?
No, nobody tells me anything.
We're going to be back in 2 days.
Okay.
Aunt Catherine should be coming over tonight.
Okay.
Alright, go on, go home.
Okay.
As you're walking off, you hear both of the brothers in the wagon being berated for not having told you.
Your dad's scary.
Yeah, he's not scary. He's just...
Yes, he is.
No, he's not scary.
He's scary to me.
Okay, let's go, guys. I want to go play by the river.
Okay.
Alright. As we travel, I'm casually scanning the ground for more battle sticks.
Can I roll mental to remember why I came out here in the first place?
Yeah, do it.
Like, what would this be? A mental...
Just mental.
Just mental roll? Okay. It's a 2. Got a 2 for remembering why he came out here today.
I mean, you didn't have anything to do, you thought? Maybe? Oh, your parents were leaving because they were on a shipment. And you were going to ask if you could stay with Vesta instead of staying with Delbert.
No. Well, if I don't go back home, they can't send me to Delbert. Perfect plan. Let's go play by the river.
Okay, let's go.
Alright, you guys wander off down the side path and head towards the river. You guys kill a bit of time, a couple of hours, until eventually it's around lunch. You're not hungry, you guys are.
I'm hungry.
You guys didn't have breakfast?
I did, but I'm hungry again.
How are you guys even moving if you don't have breakfast?
I did have breakfast. Just hungry again.
Okay, let's go back for lunch, and then we can come back to the river and hang out some more.
I mean, Elville gave me rations, but he only gave me rations for me, unless you guys want to split them.
No, we can go back. Let's go back.
What does a ration taste like? Can I have a bit?
My mom said they're yucky.
He breaks off a bit of hardtack. He sort of like crunches it a bit in the cloth, and then he passes it over.
I like grab it and just huck it into my mouth. Like,
God.
I'm just so I don't look at what it is. I don't smell it. I just put it in my mouth instantly.
That's gross.
It tastes like rocks.
I just
He
kind of
passes you a water skin.
That's bad.
Why'd you have to spit them on the ground?
Sorry, but it's bad.
Whatever, let's get lunch.
Well,
I start walking back to the village.
I start following you.
Alright, as you guys make it up the main path, you see that your cousin and both your parents are walking down the road. They charge over to you, really angry looking. Delbert sort of like hangs back a bit.
I hide.
You rush off into the bush and you hear your dad going, "Oh, come on now, you think I couldn't see you? Just run off there now."
I come out looking real skittered and sad.
I look incredibly confused. Yet
Well,
somehow
come on now,
guilty.
You were going to go ask and come back and talk to us.
They were scary.
Okay, well, your cousin's here now and we have to go.
I don't want to be with him.
Oh, come on, he's nice. They wave him over. I mean, come on, Delbert, you guys are going to play a whole bunch now, aren't you?
I like shrink away from this cousin of mine.
Yeah, we're going to play.
Dad, please.
Oh, come on, it's all right. After all, you know, you can't just stay up working with us in the shop all day. You got to talk to other friends and family and...
Don't go.
Well, if we want to make knives, we got to go and get more steel.
I give him one of those sad kid hugs where it's like, maybe if I hang on to you physically, you won't leave me.
You get dragged a little bit before he's like, all right, off you go now.
I just kind of sit there and watch them leave.
They wander off holding the wagon that I realize you guys no longer have.
Oof.
Hey, Art.
Oof.
Oof.
Wait, no, I bought that wagon. That was my wagon. I probably
Who
bought
did
it
you-
from them.
Yeah, who did you buy it from?
I bought it from them, let's be real.
Yeah. It's the only wagon in the village.
No, those the wagons that your parents have to haul your siblings around.
That's the Cornelius Holland wagon.
Like underneath, there's just LC, like
Yeah.
etched into it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go back to my place to get some lunch. See you guys in a bit. And I walk away.
I got some lunch at my place, Elbjorn. Do you want some?
Okay.
I'm tagging along too.
Hey! Delbert looks at you and he goes, "Just so you know, I'm eating your lunch because you wasted my entire morning. I'm gonna be at home. Get here before dark.
Okay.
Don't make me have to go looking for you, alright? I don't want to be bothered."
I won't.
Ugh. He scoffs and wanders off.
I guess you can have some of ours too. I don't really need to eat that much because I had a big breakfast.
Thanks, Salas. You're the best.
Delbert's a dick.
He is. He's always mean to me.
How old is Delbert?
14.
Delbert's about 14.
He's the type of person who would call him a dweeb and throw him to like.
Yeah.
He seems like
Well,
a person who would just be like,
He's a
dweeb and just like.
I
knock him
remember
around
being
a
like
little bit.
when I was like 9, 14-year-olds were super scary. Like
he's a frick.
I look at Leland with like admiration.
Oh no.
Like, holy crap, he just said that. He just called him a frick.
Oh man.
what a strong and powerful man.
Yes.
I mean, Elbjorn sort of like leans into you and he goes, one time, Sai and Elveld were talking outside and they were talking about your brother and they called him a little douchebag.
Look at him, massive admiration. Like, oh.
Okay, but I believe Vesta is elsewhere. You wandered into your house to grab some lunch.
Yep. So I'm searching the kitchens, looking for food.
You're the only person in this house.
Strange for so many children. But there's nobody here.
You're used to it. Usually when parents are gone, they just leave. Because they don't have to be here, do any chores. They leave stuff undone. You're walking around the kitchen and you see that there's like a little scrap of bread and like some hard cheese that was left out. Otherwise, like, there's salt pork, but you don't know how to like work with that, and it's always super salty and you don't like it. Otherwise, you see that there's like a can of like tomatoes and like some spices you could use, but everything else is the stalks that you're not allowed to touch.
Ooh. Forbidden.
Well, I grab the piece of bread and then head back to Salus's place, I guess. Thinking that he's got that big pot of food that he was watching earlier. Let's take some of that.
Alright. The bread doesn't even last across the street. It's already gone by the time you get there. It's just a morsel, really.
Okay.
You walk back inside just as all of the, like, the entire group was like, about something.
What's going on?
Elbjorn said, douchebag. He said that Elville called Dilbert a douchebag.
He said he was a little one.
But he's so big. Man.
Oh man, it's really bad.
When I grow up, I'm not going to be anything like him.
No. No, adult Leland definitely isn't a little douchebag.
No, he's a big fat douchebag.
Alright, you guys finish up your lunch and head off. It's afternoon and it's in the summer, so you guys have a bunch of time you can kill.
What is there to do in the village?
We all play pretend.
Well, all of you guys have your own inclinations. You heard that there is an old bakery from the old part of town that burned down a couple decades ago, and that they still have an oven that might work. You heard that apparently there's assassins around, and you kind of want to stalk after your sister. You want to get the fuck out of here.
Yup.
And Elbjorn says that one of the old watchtowers isn't being used anymore, so you could sneak in and pretend it's a base.
Let's do that. Let's build a base.
I bet you I could see Sai from the top of it.
How much you want to bet?
I could get some tools from the workshop, and we could build a cool base.
Is Delbert going to be there, though?
I can sneak past him. I can grab whatever we need.
Ooh, yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Is it really a good idea for you to take your parents' tools out of the
I
shop?
take them all the time.
Do
All
you?
the time.
He's gonna be the best blacksmith ever.
Yeah.
He's gonna make knives for everyone.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Listen, I do it all the time. I do it all the time. They don't even care. And they're
Okay.
not even here.
Okay.
Alright, you guys walk up to Leland's house. Looks like Delbert is in there. You see that he's hanging outside, sort of like off the edge of the porch, smoking a cigarette, maybe? He's not supposed to be doing that, especially not so close to the house. However, there is a back door.
I'm gonna sneak in through the back door.
Alright, roll delicate. It's a creaky back door.
I'm hiding in the bushes.
And that is 13.
13. Quietly open the door and sneak inside. Luckily, the back door is right where the workshop is. So you're able to grab a whole bunch of the tools that are just like by the smith's table.
I was gonna say, I never asked him what tools he needed. So I'm grabbing like the hammer off the anvil, like
Just grab like a couple of random items.
just grabbing a random assortment of things and leaving.
Alright, odds or evens?
Odds. This is definitely an odds situation. Fuck!
That's 2 evens.
Oh no!
Alright, so as you grab this stuff, you find a nearby sack. And as you put all the tools inside, it rips and they clatter on the ground.
I book it.
You hear, what the fuck?
I book it.
Alright, you slither through the grass towards your friends right as Delbert comes out the back door. You see he's straight up holding like 2 knives. Better not be coming in here to steal our tools! We're gonna be real mad! Closes the door.
That was really brave.
The bag in there is broken. It wasn't me.
Why did you use the broken bag?
Because the stuff was heavy.
It was on the table to be repaired. Why did you use that one?
The stuff was heavy. I wanted something to carry it with. I'm not used to lifting a hammer.
Let's get out of here.
Alright, you guys wander off and follow Elbjorn's instructions. After going a little ways through the forests and the valleys and then up the mountain a little ways, you get to the old, not really that old, abandoned watchtower. It's just being left alone for the season, really. Looks like the door was left unlocked, which Elbjorn shows you, and you're able to go inside. It's a ranger station, so there's some meager accommodations at the bottom with enough space for a card table and 2 to 3 people to sleep, maybe.
Whoa!
Apart from there, there's a ladder inside. And it's a tall one. You go up, it feels like maybe 4 or even 5 stories, and eventually get to the top where there's just sort of like this little open top hut. Or, sorry, like open-sided hut.
I look around to see if I can see Sai anywhere.
You can see the village. You see the road sort of wind off, and you follow it, goes behind some stuff, and then you follow it, and it goes behind, and then it comes out a little ways, but you don't see her anywhere along there.
Dang. Want to see Sai.
Do you think anybody's died falling down that ladder?
Oh, yeah.
Guys, don't say that.
Girls.
Kind of like shake the ladder a little bit.
Sallis!
Oh, hey! Elbjorn goes and he points and he goes, I heard about this. Apparently these are like stations or something, and you're supposed to use, I don't know what it is, or you're supposed to signal. And he points, and on another mountaintop you can see the very edge. There's a little tower, and he points on the other side, and off to the horizon there's a little tower.
Whoa!
What's the signaling for?
I don't know. I think it's like fire or something like that. Whoa! And he points towards the one on the mountain, and you can see that it looks like there is like a pillar of smoke coming off.
Do you think they're signaling?
Oh, and then I look at there, and then I look at the one over there. It's like, we need to put a signal up. We gotta also signal.
What do I?
I don't think that's a good idea.
I'm looking around for things to light a fire with.
It's not a good idea. We don't know anything. We don't know. It's not a good idea. Let's not do that.
I think it might just be a chimney or something. You must have a lot of people over.
It's probably just a chimney.
There's no wood here anyway.
After all, the other one isn't doing it. And he points to the other side, and there isn't a whole pillar coming from the other one.
I'm gonna go down and root through the ranger's stuff.
Alright, as you head down, it looks like there's a lot of, not like provisions per se, but like tools and stuff have been left behind. There's things like there's shovels and that sort of thing. It looks like there's some empty weapon racks, and on one of them there's this huge, clunky old gun.
Whoa, God, Salis! Vesta! Look at this! Whoa! You think it still works?
Don't touch it!
I'm not gonna shoot it.
Don't touch it! Have you not... Hey!
I'm looking around for a can.
Can I roll a convince to make him not touch it?
Yeah, do it.
Can I roll a counter convince to...
to convince her to touch it?
Yep.
2!
13.
Well, what do you say?
Don't touch it. Have you heard from your parents that it could like go off just accidentally and shoot your face off?
But it's so cool!
It could shoot your face off.
I like my face. Do you think it could shoot Norbert's face off?
Don't touch
Dilbert.
it.
Is it Dilbert?
Yeah, Norbert is the dragon from Harry Potter.
Dilbert. Think it could shoot Dilbert's face off?
Don't touch it.
Fine. Touch it. I touch it.
There's sort of like a clattering noise as it moves on the rack.
Hey!
As you're looking around, you see that inside one of the chests, there's actually an old note that was left behind.
What does it say on the note?
You start reading through it. Looks like it was addressed to someone by name. And there's a few pages. And so as you look through the first bit, it's like there's some sort of talk about like, it's been a long time, I've missed you greatly. Looks like maybe this was personal. And then it gets dirty.
I keep reading. I start reading, I'm like, no.
Oh my god.
Alright, roll understand.
Oh, this is gonna be beautiful.
Oh my god.
Oh, damn it. It's a 4. I was hoping for a solid 1 on that.
You get freaked out. This is gross. This is just gross.
So I'm gonna, like, throw it to the ground, and I'm gonna light it on fire.
Alright, there's a flash of flame, and the paper goes up reasonably quickly.
What was that?
Tell us, how did you do that?
Bad paper.
Bad paper? What do you mean bad paper? What was on it?
Bad stuff.
Bad stuff? What do you mean?
Very bad, very, very bad stuff.
Salis, how did you make it?
Oh,
How did you do that?
Sai taught me the trick if ever I need to warm myself. Look! And I, like, get my hand a little bit on fire and, like, warm.
Show me!
Alright, so, like, you just kind of...
Can I roll elemental to see if I can even muster a spark?
Yeah, do it. What's your training level?
1. I have 1 dice to roll here.
So you're untrained?
I am untrained.
Okay.
4!
4. How much enthusiasm are you putting into it?
100%.
Alright, you make a little whoof for a little bit, and then it flickers off.
What? Did you see that?
That was so cool!
Yeah. Vesta, did you see that?
I did. That was really cool.
Guys, you hear it coming from up top. Looks like Elbjorn went back up.
What?
Something's happening.
Slithering up.
Like,
What do
Like,
you
I
mean?
imagine me climbing the ladder is just me going around the rungs.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What's happening?
I don't know. There's something going on.
wait up! I can't climb very fast.
Yeah, I climbed the ladder.
Oh, yeah, ladders are very... Because, like, I imagine you're, like, able to climb the ladder the normal way, but you just have a rump hanging out.
Yeah, yeah. So it's all upper arm strength and like...
A little bit of legs to basically stabilize.
Yeah, it's like, you know how you climb a ladder, like... I do like... Like, it's bad. It's rough.
Right, when you get to the top, you see that in the town there's like a mob of people who seem to be rallying like everyone in the town and carrying them off. You don't see them being carried off per se, but like you see little blips in the distance where you can see the village and they're all being moved.
Is this our village or the far village? Our
Your village.
What's going on?
Should we go check? Should we go see what's happening? Let's go. We should go see what's going on.
Okay,
But we're like an hour away, and what if those are bad guys?
we'll take the gun.
No, we won't take the gun.
If we take the gun, only I'm using it.
Do you
Not
know how to use
fair.
a gun?
Elvel uses one.
But that doesn't mean you know how to use a gun.
Roll convince.
Meantime, I'm looking for any sort of, like, thing that could be a weapon.
10.
All right, you find a wood cutting axe.
You grab the wood cutting axe. It's like, why don't we just, like, light the fire? The thing. We could be heroes.
Or it could be a total misunderstanding and get yelled at.
What was the roll again?
10.
Elbjorn just sort of grumbles and he goes, either way, I don't know how to use a gun. None of us know how to use a gun.
Okay,
Just
okay,
be dangerous.
Okay.
Yeah.
We light the fire, and then we run.
Okay.
That way, they can't blame us. They don't know it was us.
Well, hold on, what are we supposed to do? Like, what is it with the fire and stuff?
I don't know.
It's a signal. It tells people that bad things are happening.
As you look, you see that there's, like, on chains, a big metallic basket that's sort of, like, hanging there, but it's empty.
Okay, guys. I'll light it.
We don't have any wood. We need wood.
Yeah, you need something to burn.
Darn it.
Plus, I don't think it's a good idea. I think we should just go back to the village.
You see that there's some firewood outside, just sort of stacked to the side of the building.
Guys. Let's do it. Right there. Let's get it.
I don't think it's a good idea.
I'm already going down the ladder to get it.
Just completely ignoring this.
I'm back at the base of the ladder with the
Vesta.
firewood, trying to figure out how to climb up a ladder while carrying firewood.
Vesta, we'll be heroes. We'll be
Or we
like
could
the
get yelled
adventures.
at.
No, because we'll run. This is a paradoxical kid logic of we'll be heroes, and if it doesn't work out, they won't know it's us.
Either way, I mean, even if this went wrong and we burnt down the station, we'd be sending the message, and I think this might be a problem. What if that's what the other one was doing too? What if it wasn't the chimney?
Okay, but we have to run afterwards.
Yeah,
I don't want to get in trouble.
So we get the wood, I light the thing, and you guys are down there, you're already booking it. And as Elbjorn said, we're already an hour away. We can get to the forest before they realize it's us.
Okay.
Silence! Catch! And it just kind of clatters to the floor because a 9-year-old can't throw a piece of wood that far.
Yeah, it doesn't quite get there.
Can I use elemental force to, like, pull it up?
How many dots are you trained?
Dos. I'm a
2?
novice.
Okay, you haven't quite figured out force yet, not at your age.
Alright.
Okay, I guess we'll just go down, grab a couple pieces of wood, pull it up.
Is there, like, a bag or anything?
There's like a couple empty barrels. While you were looking for things that were like weapons, you did see that there were some empty boxes you might be able to use.
But boxes are heavy. I can't carry that up. All right, let's just grab a couple of wood. We only need
Yeah.
a little bit to light the signal.
Okay, I guess each of us go down, grab 2 pieces of wood, come back up,
Yeah.
throw
it in the thing.
Alright, takes you guys a couple of minutes to struggle up the ladders with the wood. You end up dropping a couple pieces and have to go back, but eventually you make the pile and light it.
Yeah, Leland drops a couple pieces.
That being said, now that it's lit, and I mean, you know, like this isn't modern times. You guys live in an era where you would, even as small children, probably know how to work a fire. So you easily get this fire lit, and it's smoking, but it's really not letting off a plume. You can barely see it as you look up into the sky, and it's not bright like the other one was.
Is there any ropes or levers or any sort of mechanical system around the basket that I could pull?
Well, as you look around, you see that it's like this is just like a metal like hanging thing, like a brazier. But you see that off to the side, there's a little bit of rope that's tied to one of the timbers that's just sort of coiled that you didn't notice before.
I pull it really hard.
Seems really sturdy stuck onto that timber, on the one end at least.
Don't leaves make things smoke more? We could get some leaves and throw it on top.
There's just snow everywhere. Where are the leaves?
It's summertime, isn't it?
Still snow everywhere.
You guys would be able to get some dead leaves, but you might have to go back down into the valley. You guys are in the mountains now.
We don't have time.
I'm looking at the village. What's the village looking like at this point?
A lot of the people have cleared out, but there are some groups that seem to be going from place to place and rounding people up. Your parents' house, just because of how they lived, is off to the side of town, and you can see that nobody went up there. There's still a little bit of smoke coming from the chimney.
All right, guys, go get down the thing. I'm gonna light this.
Well, it's lit already. It's just not really smoking.
Then it's fine. It's
I guess we could just leave it.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll get brighter as it burns.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think they might just go by the light if they're on the other tower. They could see the light.
I think we need to get more wood.
Okay.
All right, we'll get more wood.
Can I roll? Actually, no, never mind. Yeah.
Vesta's looking really nervous. Like, guys, we should really get going now. We might get in trouble for this.
Sal's is like looking a little bit more concerned, just being like, hero.
You guys scramble to get the last of the wood up that ladder. Again, you have to drop some because you're kids. You're not that coordinated, but
Can I roll brawn to just heave a bunch of wood up there using kid strength?
Yep.
Child.
Child strength, go!
Wow.
That's a 13.
You
Wow.
carry it like 4 logs.
Yes!
Wow.
Now that you guys have finally piled all this wood on, it seems to be getting almost bright enough, but not quite. As you look, the other watchtower hasn't lit its fire yet. That being said, as you look out, you can see that the village is empty, and there's something like coming through the mountains.
Guys, they're coming. We gotta go. We gotta go right now.
Okay. Let's go.
No, guys. Hold on. Albion points towards sort of like over a little ridge, and you can see that there's a number of creatures coming over. You see, oh god, there's a lot of them. There's maybe 10, then 20 or so of these creatures that make their way along. They look almost like little soldiers, Vulpe, but all frosted over, almost like little skeletons encased in ice, but still creaking along.
Like coming towards us?
Yeah.
Block the door!
No. We gotta forest.
What? We can't get there in time?
I'm running down and I'm trying to pile things in front of the door, or if there's boards and nails, trying to nail it up. Anything I can do to keep this door shut.
This is a reasonably defensible door, so you are able to put down a nice heavy bar. From there, you put what you think is a decent barricade. Really, it's like a bunch of empty boxes that you felt strong enough to carry, so it's not that good. But you build one. As you guys look down from the top, you see that some of them try and push against the door a bit, but they stop. They stop you they see you at the top of the tower. One of them motions to the others to keep moving and keeps a group of them. There's about 10 of them that sort of like just sit and watch you guys in the tower.
Are they gone? Are they gone?
No.
They're right there. What do we do?
Look, we gotta look for
This is your
exit.
guys' fault. You wanted to come into the tower and light it.
I'm bringing the gun.
We're gonna get in so much trouble.
I grab the gun, and I'm assuming it has some sort of sling for transportation.
Yep.
I'm
Over the back.
And I'm climbing back up.
I'm heading back down as he's coming up because I'm thinking there's like a trapdoor or like a hidey hole or like.
Silas, move!
I just kind of like. Yeah. Don't move! Don't move! Don't move!
Don't
Go like
no.
underneath you.
Don't do that. That's weird.
Are you calling snakes weird?
That's kind of racist.
Dude, I know me and my sister are the only snakes in the village, but come on!
I just thought it was weird when you slithered over me without asking.
You guys eventually make it to the other end after a kerfuffle. As you're looking around, you actually do find a hatch.
Pull open the hatch to see where it leads.
It seems to lead down into a cellar. This one, like, it's carved out of the rock. It's reasonably roughshod, but it looks like there's, like, boxes and stuff in there. And it has some size to it.
I'm calling down from the tower to the army. Are you dead?
They just sort of look at you.
Guys, there's a cellar!
I said, are you dead?
Leland!
I come down into the cellar.
One of the skeletons moves in front of the others, and you see it knock an arrow.
Ah! And I duck.
You see that up above you, it clatters to the inside of, like, the roof, and it's, like, spreads off a whole, like, fractal of icy patterns into the nearby material.
Come down!
I'm scared.
Come down!
Vesta, go get him down. I'll see what's in the cellar.
We gotta get down. Stay in the cellar. This...
We can't leave Leland behind.
Okay, I climb
Okay.
up and like convince you. Do I have to roll? I will convince.
You don't have to, but
Okay.
I would, if you roll it, that'll be fun.
Not a very good roll. 10.
I think that's still enough.
That's enough to convince Leland. He's shaking. Okay. Do you see that arrow? They're trying to kill me.
Come on.
You guys are 2/3 of the way down the ladder when you hear whoomp. They're trying to break down the door at the base.
I'm
I jump.
frantically searching like the cellar for like as soon as I hear the hump, I'm just like, gotta be a way up, gotta be a way up, gotta be a way up, gotta be a place to hide.
Alright, it seems to be like this reasonably long, if anything it's like a T-shape, so you think there might be a way to the one side. You see a whole bunch of stocked provisions, you get past them, and then to the one side, nope, that's a wall, and you look back and you see cabinets. Nope, this is a dead end.
I think we should hide in the cellar.
Yeah.
And then we can lock it. I pull you down into the cellar and like close it and get everybody in and lock
I
it.
still have the gun. Now, was the cellar?
Cabinets. Can we push the cabinets in front of the door so that it can't be opened? Does it open up?
It was a
or-
hatch that goes into sort of like one of those sidelong-y ladders.
Is it a pretty obvious hatch?
No, actually it took some searching for you to even notice it was there. There's even a bar to defend it. It looks like this was a place people
Actually.
would probably hide.
I'm gonna take one of those empty boxes that we found. I'm gonna motion for everyone to go down. Like, go in. And then once they're all in, I'm going to put the box over myself and kind of go over the hatch and like close it on top so the hatch is on top of the box.
Alright, roll grace.
Fuck, that was not a thing that I had. Woo, nice. That's a 9.
Alright. You sort of like, you hear it slide, but it's enough that the hatch is still kind of on, or the box is still kind of on the hatch by the time you close it. And it seems like it was just in time. There's a clattering, and then you hear the whump of the barrier being lifted and let down. There's footsteps that move around. You see them motion towards the ladder. Or you see it through like the little slats in the wood, because this is a wood floor between the cellar and here. Some of them stay down there and keep wandering around, but some of them go up. After a little while, they come back down, and they seem to be sort of like searching the room.
I'm just like being super fucking quiet.
Yeah.
Yep. Nope. Not making a sound.
You hear the sounds of the box being pushed.
Uh-oh. This isn't good.
And then footsteps. It sounds like they're leaving.
Wait for like a solid 10 minutes. Like, I'm just like, nope.
If I look through like the slits, are they still there after like 10 minutes?
After 10 minutes, they've left.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and I motion for everyone to just kind of like, wait. And I'm gonna try and do reversal of what I did.
Alright. As you pick it up, you see that actually the box was moved to further obscure the hatch. So luckily enough, as you push it up, it's gotten to the other side where you couldn't have held it, so it just sort of quietly slides as you open it. However, as you're the first to come up and everyone's slowly making their way towards you, you see that there was a spot that they burst through the wooden door to move the hatch, like the barrier.
Mm-hmm.
They've shut it and the barrier's down again, but as you look, you see one of the figures just walking.
Like around the outside. I'm going to try and like motion. I'm going to try and like dive out of sight. I'm assuming that them like seeing me like go is enough for them to know not to come up.
What did you say?
Just kind of.
You dive out of sight. You're able to get a bit closer to the door, if you so choose.
Yeah, I'm going to try and get the door a little bit closed. So that it's like, or just trying to obscure the sight for everyone else.
I think they closed it, didn't they? After they...
They closed the door. They didn't bar it again.
Just kind of.
You sort of like quietly lift the bar, put it down. As you peek, it looks like, for the most part, none of them are around here, but there's one of them that just patrols periodically. You could probably time it not to run, because there's no real cover around the edge of this, but maybe to at least move if you needed to without being seen in this room.
I'm going to try to. I'm going to slither back down, like moving in time, and I'm just going to be like, alright, there's a guy going around the building still. So, I said we go back up to get a view of what's going on, where the rest of them are.
I'm like holding the gun really tightly.
You have it?
Yeah, I brought it down with me.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's like, but we gotta be really, really sneaky with this. We gotta time it really good. So we're gonna do this in groups, alright? Leland's gonna go first, because he's gonna be the slowest on the ladder. And he's gonna go up there, and he's not gonna poke his head over. And then Vesta's gonna go, then Elbjorn, then me. When I say, alright? I'm gonna sneak back up, and then I'm just gonna be like, when I think it's good, go, 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 go!
You make it across without being seen.
And I'm like trying to climb the ladder as quietly as possible.
Who's next?
Me.
Vesta, go, 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 go,
Here I
go!
go. I go really quickly.
You scamper up as well. This one wasn't as well timed. You see the one come by a little bit faster than usual. Two of them appear from the side as well. They seem to be stopping to speak to this one. They don't say anything. They just sort of gesture as if they're talking.
You just kind of look at Elbjorn.
They part ways. One of the ones that approached sticks around there.
Like, stays around or continues the route?
Like, continues the route. The other ones sort of head off. Out of sight again.
When they head off, I'll just kind of...
Bjorn heads up.
And I
There's a
follow...
pass.
I follow behind Elbjorn.
Right. You guys all make it back to the top of the watchtower. From here, you can see that whatever you were doing, you probably killed enough time because it's now almost sunset.
Delbert's gonna kill me.
I think we have more pressing concerns.
You guys can see, however, that now that it's getting a bit dimmer, like there's pale blue things moving around in the village. You wouldn't have seen them in full sunlight because they're too light. But they're sort of moving around checking things in the village, but they haven't gone up to the cottage where you live, Leland.
Okay, so the pale blue things is the thing that's circling the watchtower pale and blue?
Yep.
They've infested the village.
I don't like them. I reach up really slowly and try and pull the arrow out of the ceiling.
As you grab it, it's sort of like when they put like a rose in a bunch of like liquid nitrogen. It just kind of like crumbles quietly.
So
Now what do we do?
yeah, what's the plan? What can we do?
Well, maybe they'll go away after a while. I don't know.
So we just stick it out up here for the night?
Well, we can't go out there. What are we gonna do? Fight them?
I give the gun to Elbjorn.
I don't want to touch it.
Do you know how to know if a gun's loaded?
No.
Okay, that's the part that makes it shoot. We can't touch that.
Roll a mental weapon roll.
What? Well, that's a 2 because I have 1 mental.
Yeah.
You know what the trigger is and you know what the hammer is, but you also know that you don't know how to do this.
I was gonna say you point at the barrel. That's the thing that makes it shoot.
It's then that you see that there's flashes of light, backed with maybe a group of 10 or so. There's 2 figures on horses, one of them coiled around maybe coiled? You're not sure. You see a lump like a tail. They're driving off these things in the middle of town and charging through, but it looks like they're outnumbered. They just do one sort of pass through town, like a shock hit before disappearing into the forest.
That's gotta be Sai! That's gotta be Sai!
Elveld. Shh. Did you see another horse? Was there another horse? Was it Elveld?
It has to be. If there's Sai, there's Elveld.
How many of the ice things were there? They can't take that many, can they?
There were a lot.
Of course they can. They're awesome. They're gonna save us.
Do you think Delbert's okay?
Delbert's an adult. He'll be fine.
He's 14. 14 equal adult.
Well, you guys are pinned down, and you're going to be stuck here until late without people coming to your door. Why don't you guys have some kid conversations, and I'm going to run to the bathroom.
I guess we're gonna need some, like, firewood.
Well, I mean, we have the fire burning up there.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Would it still be burning at this point?
We put a lot of fire. Do you see how many logs I carried up? It was like 4.
That's true.
So many logs.
So many logs.
I mean, I could always sneak back down and grab a box or something to burn. Trouble is, you guys don't have any food. I'm still good for the day.
There were some rations down there.
Right, are they still good? How long are rations good for?
I don't think rations are ever good.
I think they're probably good. I don't think we'll have to stay up here for very long. We're gonna get. She's gonna save us.
Should we, like, send a message to her? Let her know that we're here?
I mean, we already have the fire burner.
I'm gonna fish one big log out of the fire. Okay, if anyone tries to come up the ladder to get us, we can drop this on their head.
Good idea. Let that be the only time Salas has ever said good idea to Leland.
Man.
Man, why did you guys grow to hate each other?
Well, Leland's a dick.
Well, I'm preferring to leave that ambiguous. But it probably revolved around Leland being a dick.
Yeah.
Leland grew up to be a dick.
Well, Leland is a judgy bitch.
Yeah.
And Salas is not conforming to the villager's standard.
So we've
You guys-
decided to grab a log to drop it on the head of anyone that comes up.
Right. In preparation for this plan, you guys don't notice you're getting tired and eventually you fall asleep. You wake up to the sound of knocking below.
I'm up and alert.
Say nothing.
My first instinct is to say, "Who's there?" But
So you go to talk and Elbjorn puts up all over Salas?
I'm gonna
Elbjorn!
do I recognize the voices?
Yep, it's your sister and Elvo.
Head over side.
You hear the sound of her reaching in to knock over that log. They run in. Oh good, you guys found shelter.
we found a gun.
Okay. Okay, let's not touch it now that we're here.
I'm running up to Sai and giving her the biggest kid hug ever.
Elveld does the same to Elbjorn before Elbjorn can react.
What's happened in the village?
Well, there's been some stuff that attacked. We were told that they might be coming through in a week, but we found out too late that our reports were wrong. There's a whole bunch of different ice elementals, former soldiers that have taken over the village. This place, you guys were smart to get help, but it might not be the best. We know that there's a house outside of town that we found someone staying in that's reasonably safe and that they won't see you. We can sneak you guys there, but then we're gonna have to go back out, okay?
Okay.
Is Dilbert there?
Yeah, that was his name.
Can we stay here?
I'm sorry that anyone could reach in there and open up that.
Look at Leland. I don't want to stay here.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Sai
Let's go.
says there, so I'm going there.
Okay.
All right. They lead you through the woods along some side paths. Elveld is with you guys sort of in the group, and just at the edge of line of sight, what's happening is Sai moves ahead, and Elveld stays just as far as he can see. She's checking back periodically as a forward scout. You guys stop a few times as groups of these elementals make their way through the woods. You actually see Sai take down a few when they're in small enough groups.
Sai's so cool. I'm in full brotherly admiration mode, just being like,
So cool.
nudge Leland. Did you see that?
Your mom's so cool.
It's my sister.
Oh.
For the record, she's 23, so she's visibly a young adult, but also a kid might not be able to tell the difference. 9 maybe, but maybe.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for Leland to start doing a recreation of Salas's mom.
You guys make it back up to Leland's house. Looks like Delbert is there.
Yeah, we're not the first ones to start talking to Delbert. I'm still just gonna kind of slink beside Sai.
Okay, as you guys approach, Delbert looks at Sai and Elvel and is like, "Oh, good. That's my cousin. You got him back. Thank you. Oh, and these are his friends? I guess they can stay."
Oh my god.
They go, "All right, we're going to have to go back into the village, but remember, shuttered, doors locked and barred, staying quiet as long as you can, someone on lookout. All right." They wander off.
Would I have a room in this house?
There's sort of like the workshop, and then you guys actually have a nicer house than most. Like there's the workshop, and then there's a room where there's like storage in the pantry and like shelving for tools and a bunch of stuff. And then there's a front room, which is where the shop's operated, where you guys all sleep in beds, and where there's sort of like a dining room table.
Okay, I'm gonna find, I'm assuming there's like a closet or something where I'm gonna try and hang out away from my cousin Dilbert. And
It doesn't take long.
Slink away.
As soon as those guys are out of earshot, he walks up to you and goes, Hey! I thought I told you to get back before nightfall."
Monsters! They were scary!
"Oh, they were scary, huh?"
They tried to kill me!
We were locked at the tower.
"What tower?"
The tower.
Yeah, the tower!
"You mean the one... Your parents told me there was an abandoned tower. You guys went into an abandoned building?"
To hide from the monsters!
You guys are going to be in so much trouble.
No. Sai found us there. She was fine with it.
Well, Leland, you keep watch. I'm going to bed.
Okay.
Wake me up if there's problems, but they better not be making a bunch of noise and get us all killed.
Okay. What am I watching?
Your brother slinks off to bed.
Okay. Just sitting here then.
I stay
Watching.
up. I stay up with you and like sit next to you and watch
Same.
because like
Same. We're both just kind of like slink there.
Like in the middle of the room, staring at the shuttered windows, I guess.
I'm like trying to peek out of the shuttered windows to see if I can get any glimpse of Sai.
As you peek out, you can't see Sai or Elvel, but you look out into the village and see that there's still a number of these things patrolling. None of them have come up close to the cottage. Who's on first watch?
we all are.
Mm-hmm.
Man, kid logic. We're all gonna stay up for the first watch and then fall asleep.
One of us will nod off, and then like another one will nod off, and then the like last one will wake up another one.
Yeah.
We'll form a watch that way.
Alright. Well, you guys, it was already late at night when you got here. So by the end of that first watch, you guys are all pretty tired.
Shall we roll like a raw physical d6
Yeah,
to see who stays awake?
What do you roll to try and stay awake? And the lowest person, I feel, just falls asleep.
Yeah.
It's Braun.
All right.
Ooh. Got a 9.
4. I'm out.
Albjorn's got a 10.
I'm out.
I guess
falls
me and
asleep.
Salas fall asleep.
It's cold. I fall asleep.
Okay, in that case, you and Albjorn are awake.
Man, they're so cool.
Yeah. I think I want to be an adventurer too when I'm older.
But you have to fight scary things like this all the time.
So, wouldn't that be great? What if that was what happened at the tower? If, like, could you imagine if we were up there and we saw a gun and we went, yeah, perfect, we went up there and we shot all of them? Adventurers know how to do that. They're fighters. They know how to fight. We are only in trouble because we can't fight.
Yeah, but what if we lost?
Well, what if we lost back there? What if they got in?
I don't want to think about that. That's scary.
I'm just saying, if there's a bunch of monsters, I want to go down fighting, you know? Well, what would you do if we had a bunch of monsters around another time?
I don't know. I don't want there to be any more monsters. Why can't there just not be monsters?
Salus mumbles in his sleep. Don't worry, I have you.
Well, that's the end of that shift. It's one more contested brawn roll.
I got an 8 plus 3, 11.
11 versus, yep, you beat Elbjorn. He passes out. Alright, so how's Leland keeping watch?
He is sitting there, and he is listening for scary things.
There's a tree rustling.
Something like that.
Have you heard the sounds that foxes make?
What does the fox say?
Well, what the fox says is something like like a distressingly, inordinately horrifying noise.
So I'm convinced that that's something trying to kill me, but I'm also convinced the best way to stay safe is to stay silent and huddled close. So I'm staying silent and huddling close in abject terror.
It's quiet for a little bit. You hear a stick break. There's a rustling in a bush a little ways off. And that's when you hear step, 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 step coming up to the door.
I throw a blanket over all of us.
Alright. As you do that and lay nice and quiet, there wasn't enough room for everyone to lie down, so where would you have slept? This is for all of you guys.
I'm assuming we're in the main living area, kind of where the beds are.
I just literally curled up wherever Leland was sitting, like right next to
There's
him.
2 beds, but there isn't enough room for the other people to lie on the ground there.
Then my parents' bed, is that big enough for like...
Well, that's the one that Delbert is in.
Oh, I see.
I'm literally coiled on the ground, so it does not matter. Wherever you were sitting,
I guess
I'm coiled next to you.
We're all sitting on the floor, and some of us are sleeping on the floor, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Alright. You sort of throw the blanket over, and you hear the sound of struggling against the door, rattling.
Just continued abject terror.
There's a walking around. You hear them messing with some of the windows and the back door. Before too long, are you peeking out at all? You just hear like a... And then there's a sound of whoomp, whoomp, something trying to break down the front door.
I guess we all wake up.
Delbert! You were supposed to keep... Front door. Fuck you, you should have told me earlier! He says that kind of loud. He storms off towards the side room and he comes back with a sword and a shield from up on top of one of the counters. Go on. Get in the back room, you idiot!
We all get up and run to the back room.
I'm gonna make a distraction, unbar the door, and get out. But then after that, you guys have to make sure I get out, alright? He grabs you by the scruff of the neck. Don't fuck this up! Pushes you off. He runs up, and right as the door's broken down, he's like, hey! You! And then he gets knocked down. As you guys are scrambling out, you see something grabbing his leg and pulling him back. He locks eye contact with you. Leland! There's like 4 of these things.
Oh man.
I run.
Run.
You see one of them spear him, and he sort of like shudders and stops. They start just slowly walking towards you guys.
Run.
Running.
Alright, you guys charge off into the night. It is the dead of night, and it's pretty dark. You can see that these are magical creatures. They're elementals, so they emit a very faint glow, so you can see them. But if you get into the darkness, they might not be able to see you.
Into the woods.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning on. Heading for the woods. Elbjorn, come on!
Alright, you guys scramble off into the woods. At this point, you guys had to put down the gun. What do you have with you? What do you have to fight these things off?
Nothing.
I may have grabbed a hammer if we were in the back room with the tools, but
Yeah, I was gonna interrupt you and say I'm looking for literally anything.
Well, were you looking for something?
Mm.
Okay. Eldjarn came out with sort of like a small sword.
Vesta didn't grab anything. She just ran. Like, just bolted.
You'd have a hammer then?
yeah.
I'd literally be, as I'm running out the door, trying to grab the first thing I see as I'm running out.
Alright. You see, actually, that there is a battle axe. As you run towards it, you trip and accidentally catch a little bit of something. You have to run, but you're holding something, so you run out of the room. It's clattering behind you. Looks like you got a chain.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
I was waiting for you to do that. I was honestly like, when's he gonna give me my chain? I want my chain.
Oh, man.
As you guys lay low in the brush, they seem to be starting to search for you in the area.
Coil the chain like it's a snake around my hand.
Why did you grab a chain?
It's the first thing. Chains are cool.
Chains are dumb.
I looked
Doesn't
for,
matter.
like
Get to
a
him.
thick log to hold on to.
Alright, you look around and as you're stumbling, you think you have a log, and as you yank it, you see that there's a big chunk of bark that came with it.
Perfect.
I am holding my ball peen hammer with two hands.
It's a fucking like geologist rock hammer, just.
Pretty much.
They
Man.
get closer and closer.
Yeah, like, I try to find, like, the darkest area and then, like, lie down.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. You're sort of in a hollow, in a nook where it's nice and dim and shaded. That's when you see above you, there's a spear that comes through, and it's brushing through. And that's when you see that the one spear comes and sets people aside, and there's a whoop as one of them stands. You have a brief moment before you turn around.
I put my shield up.
Just like fire shot, like just instinct, like wide burst.
Alright, roll for it.
Crap. I shall find that in a second.
Not bad.
Actually, really good. Go me. That's an 11.
An 11. Alright, you sear this thing and it hisses. At that point, all of these things sort of run over the crowd. It sort of reels back, and these things move into formation opposite you in the hollow. There's a little sideway. Albjorn's like, this way, and he points you, and like he's there with his sword sort of guarding it.
Okay, I bolt in that direction.
Same.
Yeah, I looked at two.
Like.
You guys,
Like, I did a thing, and I'm gone.
you guys run through some low branches. You're small enough that you can move places. You're still just the right age that you can move places adults can't. So you shake them for a little bit and get some distance, but they can move fast, so they're on you pretty quickly. You're in the middle of the open field. You see Sai and Elveld coming towards you guys, but they're a ways off. Even as fast as they are charging on horseback, it'll take them a bit. Who's at the front of the group?
I think. Well, Elbjorn was
Elbjorn.
guarding. I think probably Vesta.
I think Vesta would have left first, yeah. So
Yeah.
she would be at the front of the group, the closest to Sai, and the furthest away from them.
Yeah.
Alright. One of them swings at Elbjorn for a 9 to hit. He parries it off to the side, but he spends some energy doing that with his sword. Oh no, oh no.
I'm gonna try and do the blast again.
Alright, go for it.
Just like, keep going. That's a 12.
Alright. That's another hit. This thing shrieks again. At that point, Elbjorn yells and he's like, ah! And he goes, just like when he was coming at you with the sword, towards this thing. For a good number. Even for a kid, stats-wise,
Well,
this is...
that's what I was gonna say. Like, you looked like you just
Yeah,
saw a
this is
9-year-old
17.
impressively swing a sword. 17!
Yeah.
Oh!
Wow.
It was 3d6, and it's 2 6s, a 2, and a +3.
Wow. Alright, yep, he's
So as this thing sort of reels off, sort of melty, he runs at it and shatters it. It gains you guys a bit of speed to scamper off a bit, but Sai and Elveld still aren't there in time. This group starts to circle around you and bear down. There's an attack against Salus and against Leland.
I'm gonna
brace for that.
dodge that one.
The one against Salus is a 14. The one against Leland is a 11.
I don't want to roll because I know it's not going to be 11.
Nope, I take 14.
6. Do we have any threshold at all? Base threshold.
You would have like 3 from wearing clothes.
I think only Vesta would have threshold with the wood.
9. No, not enough.
Yeah, so we start at 50,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm taking 14. So
That's like a lot.
And how much am I taking?
13.
11.
Yep,
That's like a hit.
that's a hit. But I mean,
You're
that makes...
Salus! No! And they start charging in. These things have another chance to swing at you guys.
I'm throwing my chain at the first one that comes at me.
Roll that damage.
I turn around and like put my shield up in front of Salus.
That's enough for
That's a-
you to move to interpose against a hit.
That's a 9.
Alright. You managed to drive this thing off a little bit. The first hit that was going to be for you anyways is a 10.
How do I roll against that?
Your shield is a base of, I'll say 3, in addition to another 3, so you have 6 threshold because you're wearing clothes.
Okay.
And then you can use your defenses like you would as normal.
Okay. Yeah, I like. But I'm next to Salus, eh? No, would that count?
You have a shield.
Yeah.
You're next to me, so...
It doesn't count yet because you guys are scattered, but that's when Elbjorn looks towards you and he moves to your other side with Salus and he goes, "Form up!"
Okay, then I block it.
Alright. That's just in time for another swing to come at you that was intended for Salus. This one a bigger hit. This is a 12 to reduce.
Okay, so I have 3
That's deprecated language, not to reduce.
plus 3. Is it plus 3? So 9 plus whatever I happen to roll for brawn.
Yep.
Yeah, that was back in
Oh,
the day
no.
where it's like, you have 50 to reduce.
Okay, I take 12.
Fast enough!
There's a horse hoof that cracks open the skull of the one right in front of you that just attacked. Elveld and Sai managed to drive off a bunch of them. That being said, there's still some that come bearing down.
I fire blast one that comes near.
Alright, you help get a decent bit of space. At this point, you pause and you see Sai just sort of like look at Elveld. He looks at the group and she looks at him and he just sort of nods. She gets off the horse. He turns to you guys and he lifts Elbjorn on and he lifts you on behind him. He points to you guys and he goes, "You guys need to get on that horse now, alright?"
Okay. Why?
You have to go now. Sai's gonna buy us time.
Buy us time how?
We just need to go. Come on, we don't have time to talk.
Get
She'll
on
be
the
alright.
horse.
She'll be alright, right?
I grab Salus, and I
No!
I
No!
don't know how I hobble onto a horse as a horse, but by God, I do it.
Well, it's awkward as hell and slow, but you heave on and you see Elveld go back and grab the reins. He goes, "Yeah!"
Side! Side!
You get
Side!
as you turn around, you see her sort of look back at you, and she goes, "Be good." And before long, you see her borne down. There's a couple of different swords, and they
No!
swarm over her.
I'm shooting firebolts at them, just no!
Like
At this
holding
point, you're
Salus
far
back.
enough that they go well wide. They
Yeah.
start forming up and moving back towards
I'm not
you
expecting
guys.
to hit anything.
Aww.
As you look back forwards, Leland, you see that you don't get... It isn't really your fault, but you get the impression that somehow it is. That somehow you fucked up. As you see that the house that you were at is now a plume of flame. things start whizzing through your head. Maybe it was a torch. Maybe it was the furnace. Doesn't matter.
Maybe if I had listened to Dilbert, we'd be okay, and she'd still be alive.
You guys make your way up to where there seems to be a large huddling of people. Looks like this is where everyone else is. They drop you off where the village is sort of gathered and being guarded by a bunch of the local military.
Are my parents there?
Are my parents there?
Yep.
I'm running to them, like, sob crying. Like...
Aww. Are any of my siblings there?
Yep, everyone who left outside, everyone who was sticking around outside of the tomb are there.
Okay.
They kind of don't really want to talk. They wander off. You're just sort of on your own. Your parents hold on to you and they parse things out through the tears. Wait, you mean Cousin Delbert's?
He's dead. He's dead. It's my fault.
It's okay. It's not your fault. What happened?
I didn't listen. I didn't tell him in time, and I didn't listen to his plan, and we ran, and I grabbed the hammer, and he got stabbed.
They sort of give you like one of those big, like, oh shit, I don't know how to talk to my kid hugs. And meanwhile, Vesta and Salis are both sort of standing around as Elbjorn just sort of like lets go of his brother's hand as he walks off. His brother gets on a horse and you hear him like, "Kya!" and he goes off towards the town.
I'm chasing towards Elville. I need to get back to Sai, and that horse is the thing that's gonna take me there.
I stop you. I'm like, you can't. You have to stay here with everybody.
Oh!
You have to stay here.
I need to go!
This is the safest place for you right now.
I need to go.
She'll come back here and find you here. With all the people.
At that point, I just kind of, like, push Vesta a little bit. Like, not like it, like, get the fuck away from me. Like, I have no energy. Just kind of, like, just, no. And I'm just gonna go and slink off somewhere. I'm going where there's not people.
Elbjorn just sort of stands there on the edge of camp. He takes the sword that he got from the house. He plunges it into the ground, and he just sits there cross-legged and watches.
Sit next to Elbjorn, I guess.
Some time passes. He eventually gets word that his brother didn't make it back out. He's brought down into the village to identify the bodies. Your parents come home, and they seem worried about the family as a unit, but not about you in particular.
Yeah. To be expected.
Eventually, things go back to normal and normal and normal. But some memories don't just stay by. Some of them have a bit of an echo. One that might still be felt today.
Ooh.
And that is the session. We're going to come back with another arc next week. Unless something happens, in which case it'll be after that.
Yeah. We can't control everything.
And by that we mean we can't control anything.
Yes.
Can barely regulate my breathing.
We are here at twitch.tv/Mr. Croton on next Wednesday at 7:30 for another installment of this game. We're going to be back to the usual adult-ass adventurers. If you guys want to catch up on the other episodes you might have missed, that's going to be at youtube.com/Mr. Croton. You guys can check out the rules to this very game at the Bloodwine Wiki, which is bloodwine.fandom.com. You got anything coming up?
Yep. There's no stream coming up this Friday. Taking a little bit of a break on Friday, but gonna be back on Saturday probably with a doubleheader of 2 roguelikes. One being Looking for Heals, which is a parody take on being a healer in an MMO.
Nice.
Another being basically a more management FTL, which name I'm blanking on. It's a more micromanagey FTL, and I'm going to be doing a doubleheader of both of those roguelikes, and it's going to be awesome.
All right. In that case, we'll see you guys around. It's been a solid stream.
Bye.